everyone. I'm Kenneth Ryan.
I'm Lindsay Reesop.
I'm Abbey McCollum.
I'm Bethany Ketchum.
And we're back with the next episode of the Friends Forever podcast. How have you guys been doing these past 2 weeks? You, the audience, not you, my friends, because I don't care about you. Obviously. As we do, who has updates? What have y'all done?
I mean, you have updates.
I do, but I'm looking at you.
Why?
Because you have updates too.
I don't know if I want to share that.
Okay. Fine, since you both are staring at me and I like to pretend that Bethany's staring at me too.
I could talk.
Wow.
No.
Oh,
okay.
Lindsay,
I'll keep it quick because you guys want me to, and I talk a lot in this anyways.
Well, just give us a brief summary
rather
than
as
half
you
hour.
may or may not have been aware, I was in a production of William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, and it's a show that I have been working on with the cast and crew since the middle of January, and we just wrapped up. Like, we had our last show in strike last night, like literally the night before recording this. I never thought I would cry so hard over a show in my life, but apparently when you work really closely with people for 3.5 months and you put your heart and soul into a project and everyone else is putting their hearts and souls into the same project, when that project ends, everyone gets real emotional. And that's how I learned that theater people are ugly criers, because no one looked good. But yeah, it was a fun time. It was a fun time crying, and a lot of things happened during that show that made me realize that I can do a lot of the things that I set out to do. So overall, it was this real good experience. I'm being super vague because I don't know how to be specific when things are important to me.
Specific.
No, literally last night we went out to eat at like 2 a.m. because that's what you do, obviously.
Obviously.
And I wanted to tell the graduating seniors like how much I appreciated what they everything that they had done, because they had provided me with such an awesome experience in my life. And I was just like, okay, so you guys are really cool and I appreciate you, and thanks. That was the gist of what I said. Because
Nice.
I'm
awesome.
super awkward. Yeah, I know.
Same.
In addition to all of that nonsense, I almost was late with a Fanfiction Friday upload because the internet wasn't letting me upload the video, and I almost cried over that.
I
but
should
I
go
had to cry.
watch those sometime. I haven't watched the Fanfiction Fridays in so long.
I watch them every time I edit them. Sometimes I fall asleep when editing them and get really mad. No, I legit
great.
have fallen asleep. Okay, because sometimes I don't start editing them till like 1 a.m, and then I'll be working on it and I'll just be like, now I'm asleep. But basically, yeah, I was a part of this really big show and it was really cool, and I realized that once our internet following gets bigger, I'm gonna start promoting that shit because, yeah.
Well, and I got to see it, and I think it was really good. You did a good job.
I never went.
So here's the question to you, since you saw it, Abby. Did
was
we
going to.
succeed as actors in putting on a good performance of Midsummer, or were you still super caught up at the end on the way we did the casting?
No, I thought it was good. I thought it was involved the way you did it. Like, you could tell that Puck was the one that was like rearranging it every night and stuff, which is the idea behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did the Who's Your Bottom, where
It's a gay
that's what
joke.
it's called.
Our director thought of that in the airport I think he said he was like waiting for a plane in the airport in like 2010, and he was just like, "Who's your bottom?" That's the hashtag we're gonna use.
Yeah, but
Because who doesn't love a good gay joke?
well, they have all the roles in a hat type thing, and then Puck, which is the like mischievous fairy spirit thing for Oberon. He's the one who's like orchestrating it, so he goes up through the audience and stuff like that. It was really funny because the one that picked for Dennis, the lady was just like didn't understand that she had to pick a thing out. So I don't know if you saw this, Kenneth.
No, I saw it.
She was like sitting there. She was like, "What do you want from me?" Blah blah blah. And the guy was just like, "Just pick a thing." So she like reaches for her purse to put like money in it. I'm gonna sit there probably on Tuesday and be like, "Dennis, you should have taken your tip."
Oh god, it was so funny. It was really funny.
I would take money if that was
It
me.
was pretty great.
Oh, that was, I forgot sort of about that because.
But yeah, I think you guys succeeded. Like,
Good. I'm glad because our director was very, like, straight up about it. He was like, the gimmick to get people in the seats is to be like, you don't know who's playing what role until you're there.
How did you do costuming for that, by the way?
It was very simple. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Hermia and Helena had scarves and an elastic skirt that you just put up over your pants.
Yep.
And
Wow.
for quick changes, you rip the scarf off, you take the skirt off, and you put on your next costume. And you go.
The only person who actually had it stagnant was the bottom, because that's the only one that the bottom would play.
Yeah. It was all really well done.
Wait, did the character change from scene to scene?
Yeah, like, okay, so the tracks were like, Friday night, who did I play Friday
Well, it's, if you remember, it's the lovers,
They probably played different
And
characters.
the,
The characters who weren't
different-
in the same scene together.
yeah.
Yeah.
They played multiple characters.
Like the fairy world and the real world type
Oh.
thing don't overlap.
Yeah, like, I played both opening night and closing night, because this is the only character track I ever repeated. I played Hermia and Snug. So, like, in Act 1, Scene 1, I'm Hermia. Between Hermia's exit and the beginning of Act 1, Scene 2, I had to change into Snug to be Snug.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, I had to go back to Hermia, then back to Snug, then back to Hermia. And
Okay,
you sort
I
of
get
just
it.
flip between the two costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was really effective.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Like, that was one thing we were really worried about, because he was like, you want people to walk out of the show being like, that was a really good play, not that was a cool gimmick.
No, my
So-
mom really enjoyed it too. My dad even. He's less appreciative of arts.
I'm glad. Okay, that's all I really wanted to say about Midsummer. Lindsay, you had said you could start.
I don't know.
What have you done?
Is it oh hey, my grandpa died. Yay.
Do you want that on the internet?
Sure. I don't care.
Okay, I was like, because I can cut this.
I don't know. It's just like it's a thing that happened.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So I went back and forth between my house a lot.
Is this how we justify missing a week of fanfiction Friday?
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
yes,
why we missed a week of that.
'cause-
Didn't mention it when we filmed the next one,
No, we
but
were just,
yeah, that happened.
we were just kind of like life got in the way.
So basically, a
Or the lack
lesson for you
thereof.
guys: Kenny cries more on a daily basis than I did for both of my grandparents' funerals.
Oh my god.
I bawled. Okay, closing night, I bawled. I was crying during curtain call. I cried so hard afterwards. I was crying when I went out to meet my mother who came. And then I started crying in the restaurant because everyone got emotional again. And then I almost started crying before I went to bed, and then I was
Oh
like,
my
I need
God.
to just sleep.
You're one of
I mean, there
those
were a
weird
couple
people.
times where I like lost my composure, but otherwise it was like
Yes, Bethany,
Like,
I'm one of those people.
during
Emotional.
that one
Okay,
song.
that's not just
in
being
church.
emotional. That's just being like ridiculously like, oh, crying all the time.
The thing is, I'm not lying about it. I cried that many times.
Yes, we
last
believe
night.
you.
We've
I'm just
witnessed
saying,
you crying.
That's
this many times.
ridiculous. It's
I
ridiculous
have-
how easy. I gave you a notebook and you cried. Like, you just cry so easily.
I was very happy about that notebook. I also cried when you gave me that wall scroll.
You didn't cry when I gave you a giant Nagi stuff.
Because I was around my family and I was like, I can't let them know.
Because we're like, oh, it's a joke gift. It's funny. Because it's a guy. It's a character
I
from
love
an
that
anime.
pillow though. It is so comfortable and it makes me feel secure at night because it feels like I'm sharing the bed with someone. I'm like, yes, I need this in my
They're
life.
very nice pillows.
Yeah. Oh.
Especially the way that
Oh,
I just
yeah,
stuffed
yeah.
it with the pillow, like the fiber fill. That's
Mhm.
what it is.
Phil.
Yours is Jank English, right? That's the one you have?
Ooh, it's
Yes.
your t-shirt.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So I'm doing laundry, fun fact, podcasters. This is our Midsummer shirt that you're not going to see, audience, so I'm going
Lots
to just show
of
you real quick.
triangles.
Here, okay, Bethany, say something
Name
because they're
what
staring at
part
my
I am for
Okay,
and proceed.
well, I can talk
Uh-huh,
about I
divide.
had a small thing happen to me in the past 2 weeks.
Oh, small.
I shaved my hair off. I was bald.
I still have to record that video of me eating a hot pepper.
Yeah, you do.
Same.
I
Get
owe
on
that.
it.
Hey, you need to record your thank you, too.
Okay, well, I will do that. I don't know. Maybe when Lindsay comes down, she can record it, or I guess I can just record it.
No. No one who knows
Anyways.
Anyways, I shaved my head. It was amazing. I surpassed my goal by hundreds of dollars. It was incredible experience, and I think I look bomb bald. I think I look so good.
Oh yeah, you do.
It's
what
cute.
what amount did you end up with?
Right now I'm at 1,227, I think. But I
Nice.
still have checks coming in. From
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, yep.
You need to be first. You need to win.
I think that one dude got to almost $2,000, so I don't think I'm gonna win. But I was in third place.
It's not about winning.
It's
spraying
always
kids'
about
dreams.
winning.
It's
If
about
I'm going,
children surviving.
if I'm doing a fundraiser, I better win, or it's just not worth doing.
Oh my gosh,
It's still worth
No,
doing.
it totally is worth doing.
you're
I-
a piece of trash.
But you still need to win.
That's if you weren't joking.
Well,
Winning
you're-
makes everything better.
No, Bethany, sweetheart.
I said if you weren't joking. I said
Yes,
if you
yes,
weren't
we know.
joking. Obviously, I knew you were.
Oh. Sometimes I don't listen to you when you speak.
Especially when you're
Yeah,
lagging.
It's great. It's my fave.
I love you, though, and I want you to never forget that.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that awkward silence there for you to say okay, because it's funny.
Oh my god, over like the last weekend, because, death in the family and everything.
Uh-huh.
People tell me they love me so much. It's like, you guys, it's really weird. And so many hugs. It's like, what? No.
Don't touch me.
Oh my god.
Like, so many people.
Your reactions to things is honestly the complete opposite of mine. I was
It's
hugging and
It's also
crying
just hilarious.
last night, and you're just like, please don't. It's
Just
fine.
like affection you.
I mean, some of it was fine.
Lindsay,
It's like,
Lindsay's
okay,
like,
great.
why are all these people hugging me and saying they love me? And it's like, cause your grandpa just died, Lindsay. That's a normal thing. You're just like, this
Well,
is
yeah, I
so
know.
weird.
Like, my dad said when we're walking past the body, at the wake or whatever.
Oh,
And
that's so
he's
hard.
like, I love you. And I'm like, I suppose the sentiment might be returned.
Wow. Lindsay!
Well,
Oh my
with my
god.
family, we do joke around, even when it's like, oh, yeah. Like when we were waiting for Grandpa to die that one time, when they unplugged the oxygen.
Oh.
And he didn't actually die then, just so everyone's like aware. But people like cracking a joke. He's like,
When he's
he's
dying.
like sitting there. Yeah, well, we thought he was dying.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It didn't happen then. That was later. It's like we're all just sitting around after saying like the rosary for like the third time, and it's just kind of like silent, and then someone says something, and then people just laugh. And then it's like,
Oh god.
serious matter and the raise us up.
Okay, so for some reason this has no correlation. Segues are weird, but my brain immediately thought of this when you were talking about like for some reason jokes. And this isn't even a joke. I don't know why I thought about this, but last night we went to a restaurant and I got a breakfast burrito at 2 a.m. because that's what you do.
yeah.
And I ate it, and the waitress was standing there, and I looked at my friend, and my friend was like, "Well, is it good?" And I was like, "I don't want to be rude, so we're just gonna wait for her to walk away." So I watch the waitress, and watch her walk away. I slowly turned to my friend, and I was just like, and she's like, "So, how is it?" I was like, "It ain't that good." And she started crying from laughing because she's just like, "You couldn't have said that with the waitress there."
Yeah, like the
She's like, "I
waitress
thought you
made it.
I know. The waitress also thought we were high schoolers. She was like, I love to go to high school theater events, so next time you have one, let us know. And we're just like, we are college students. Some
Oh my
of the
gosh,
people at
but-
this table are graduating.
Okay, but that's still like a 4-year. Like, it's. I don't think it's that bizarre to be mistaken for a high school student, especially you, who's only like 2 years out of high school. It's not like you're like, wow, how dare you?
That just
no,
shows how
it's-
immature you are.
I didn't. I'm not offended. You're making me sound like I'm just how dare she? It was just funny because we're just some people at this table are definitely 23.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I guess we're blessed with eternal youth.
Yes. Or you're just immature.
Well, it was also 2 a.m, and nobody's the same person at 2 a.m.
What high schoolers go out to a restaurant at 2 a.m?
At 2 in the
So
morning.
the ones who break curfew.
I suppose.
Which, by the way, I never ever respected that law in high school, but curfew was definitely like a law.
It's so weird to me that that's a thing. It just seems, I don't know, it's weird.
Like, I get why we have it. It's so that, like, young people aren't, like, you know, getting assaulted by old people, probably, or something like that. But
I feel like it's the opposite way. Like, they don't want kids out because they think they're going to be, like, doing bad things.
True.
I don't think it's the other way around.
Okay, but when I was in high school, I never ran into a police officer after curfew, like, ever in my life. And so, like, whenever other people in our high school would be like, I got busted for curfew, I was like, that's a thing?
Yeah, I mean,
like...
I didn't really go out after
Yeah.
curfew. I mean, maybe, like, a couple times, but when I was
I
at
walked
people's
from my
houses,
house
but...
to Quick Trip. No, to the library to drop off a book that was due, like, the next day at, like, 1:30 in the morning one time.
At what
Okay.
did they know that you had left, or did you just
No,
leave?
no, everyone was asleep. I just walked out the breezeway
What?
door and just walked to the library.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's from my mom's house, so it's closer.
That is
That's
pretty
weird.
close.
Do
but
you
still.
know Lindsay's family? They go to bed, and then, like, by the time they start waking up is when she goes to bed.
Well, her dad's house,
Sometimes.
they go to bed pretty late.
Yeah,
oh,
true.
That trips me out. That one night
Yeah.
we got to your dad's house at, like, 3 a.m, and your stepmom was up just vacuuming.
That scared the shit out of me. Oh my god.
It wasn't 3. It was like 1 maybe.
But
Oh,
still,
yeah,
she
no.
was like cleaning the house, and I'm like, it's
She was
1 in
cleaning
the
the bathroom.
morning. What are you
We
doing?
were all just like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was so weird.
Where are we? What Twilight Zone mess is this?
I love the Twilight Zone so much. Anyways,
Never seen it.
Same.
it's so good.
I mean, it's been on TV when I've seen it on TV, but I've never actually watched it because
Stonehenge
It's
Apocalypse.
amazing.
Stonehenge.
Oh, look at this hole I have on the side of my underwear that the audience can't see, nor
Oh,
can
that's so
Bethany.
cute.
I know, right? It like shows
Stop
a hip bone.
referencing things we can't see.
It's just
Me and the
Look.
rest of our 0
No, that wouldn't be
viewers
useful,
don't
'cause-
appreciate it.
we have viewers. We get like 5 views. All
Yeah.
of them are us.
Exactly.
Shout out.
Literally.
Shout out.
To a future us.
Hell yeah.
Good job listening to this. If
Where is
somebody's
my?
out
I
there
dropped
and
a
is not
sock.
us?
Oh, no.
Let us know.
I dropped a sock. I have
Someone
a lone
stole it
sock.
from your dryer before you got done.
Okay, this is real boring.
Oh my god, so hey, do you like? Tell it all about your crush. Tell everything about your crush.
Oh my gosh.
Roommate's sitting there. What?
Oh yeah, we have an audience today. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Say hello, audience.
No,
No, she can't speak.
don't break the fourth wall. You're not actually
Aw.
here.
It is 4. It's forever.
Yes.
Not fun.
Hey, also, we're 20 minutes into this. Have we talked about anything
We're
significant?
only 20 minutes.
No.
Wow,
Wow.
feels longer.
Oh,
So,
I had an
uh,
idea.
What are we doing, Beth?
Yeah, what's up? What's your idea?
Oh well, me and Lindsay and Abby were just talking earlier, and it doesn't really apply
Is
to
it the math
Lindsay. No, not the math thing. The
Okay.
I first got only to you. So I was just thinking
What?
because we were talking.
It's a song.
It's a SNL song. It's really funny.
Okay.
You should watch it after this.
Sexual
But,
awakenings.
Okay.
Yes. Like what? Like was the first like character or like thing that like it was your sexual awakening? Like you were talking about Danny Phantom, and I was like, yeah, Danny Phantom was
Oh.
definitely my sexual awakening. He's he's like the first cartoon character that I was like had a huge crush on, and I was like, Danny.
Less sexual, more like.
Oh gosh, this is actually really good. I gotta think about this for a hot sec.
Exactly. I thought it'd be fun to go around talking.
She's
about
not a character. She's a
It doesn't
person.
need to be necessarily.
And it was before
But it's like the
her.
first
Daphne?
one, like the first character you
The
can remember
first
being
character
like,
that I was like attracted to. Oh lord.
Chicka bow wow.
If someone has one, talk about
I
it because I gotta think for a
Don't
little bit.
know.
I mean, like I said, mine was Danny Phantom. He was a hottie with a ghost
Well, I was probably like a
body.
manga character. Maybe an anime.
I love and hate you for saying that. Oh Lord, who was it?
And
So hard to remember at our old age of like 20-ish age.
Oh, yeah,
Are any of us
so
20
funny.
yet?
Yeah, me and Abby.
Don't.
You don't remember that we had our
in, like, a
freaking
week.
birthday?
Oh my god.
Kenny. Jesus.
I thought
6
we had
days.
just turned 19. Like
My
My birthday's in 6 days.
You were there on
I'm
my
like
birthday. You
3 or 4
celebrated my
days.
birthday with me at Sake House. What the
Just
hell?
lost it. He lost a whole year of his life.
Jeez.
Oh my
I can't believe you actually just asked that question. You're such a
Oh,
kid.
he was 20.
I knew I was 19, but I thought like Abby had just turned 19.
Oh
and I
my
thought
gosh.
Lindsay's 19th birthday was the one that was coming up.
But I'm
God.
older than you.
Wow.
By like a month. A bit less than a month.
Kenny, you like told me multiple times that I was vintage. Like, you told me that.
Same.
Okay, but do you think I remember anything?
Oh right, you're like.
My memory is trash. Oh god, that was a moment,
That
and
was
we
a
caught it
blonde
on
moment.
recording. Yikes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now tell me what the character is.
Oh, the character for me? Jeez.
I mean, it could be a person, but probably when it was Sexual Awakening, it was a character.
My sexual awakening came. Oh god, I feel like I have to do a Google search to figure this out because I can't remember. One of you should take it.
What?
What was it?
I know a lot of people say, like, Simba from The Lion King, and, like, when The Lion King came out,
Maybe
I think
Nala.
we were too...
You fucking
We were
furries.
too...
Maybe we were
No.
probably too young for that.
But we were too little, yeah, when The Lion King came out for it to be. But if you watch... I've watched Lion King,
We
like,
weren't
when
even
I was
alive
older.
when Lion King came out.
Yeah,
Lion
we
King
were.
came out in
sexy
94.
lion.
Well, I was
Not
born in
really.
95, but probably
Yeah,
not when Lion
well-
King came out.
No, because The Lion King came out in
What?
1994, so no, you were not alive when Lion King came out.
You just said it was born in 90... It came out in 95.
I said 94.
I think it's 95. I'm gonna challenge you on
It's
that.
definitely 94.
Well,
We
I'm...
can fight about this all you want. It is 1994. I don't know the month or the day, but I'm letting you know. Anywho.
Oh, it is 1994. Damn. June
Haha.
15th.
I don't think I have one. Honestly.
But if
I
you
think my
watch,
first-
if you watch Lion King, it's not a
Doesn't
food
need to be a
thing.
15th,
sexual
1994.
thing.
If you
When-
watch it,
June 15th.
Simba has
1994.
swagger, and he's
Thank
voiced
you.
by Matthew Broderick, and Matthew Broderick's a babe. So
Matthew Broderick was.
yeah,
I definitely-
yes,
What?
yeah, that's Matthew Broderick. He voiced him. He voiced adult.
Some of the
Simba.
things that you learn, like you're like, this person voiced this person. It's like, what?
What?
Does anyone else remember when John Goodman played the live action Fred Flintstone in the Flintstones?
Oh my
Probably.
gosh!
Hated it.
It has
that-
Rosie O'Donnell as Betty. I love that
Hate
movie
it.
so much.
That sounds.
I love it
It sounds
so
not
much.
good.
Oh, it's
I hate
terrible, but it's great.
Absolutely hate it.
Rosie O'Donnell killed the Betty Rubble laugh, though. She, like, slayed
Yes, but I hate it.
that laugh. Anyways, and I was thinking about Disney characters, and the first, like, Disney person that I was, like, really attracted to, I think, was Esmeralda.
From Hunchback.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I really
Yeah,
loved
she
that
was
movie.
pretty.
She was gorgeous. And then
That-
Mulan happened, and I was like, okay, I like you too.
I haven't watched Hunchback since I was little. Like, there's some Disney movies that I've like rewatched
That's such
as
a
I'm
dark
older.
movie, honestly.
Yeah,
It
because
is,
it's like
it's great.
disturbing. Exactly.
It's like the dark age
like
of
the
Disney.
whole movie is just sad. I feel
No,
like
it's
Like, there's-
great.
What was on TV yesterday?
Mm.
Didn't they have, like, George Lopez voice one of the gargoyles in that?
I have a good
Really,
thing to
that's
talk about.
amazing.
I think so. What is... Oh my god, speaking of George Lopez voice acting, Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Who remembers that movie?
Yeah,
I never
saw
saw
the
it,
third
but
one
I
yet,
remember
like,
seeing
a
the
couple
commercials
years
and being
ago.
like, "That's so stupid."
My family watched the first one.
They're
And
actually
Wow.
not terrible movies.
and we were all just like, okay. It was like Marmaduke. Marmaduke was another movie I watched. It was like, oh boy.
They made
he's
that
got
into
fucking-
a movie.
Yeah, and it had like,
Yeah.
what's his face is the voice of Marmaduke. Oh, what is his name? He's the one that I keep reblogging the vines of, where it's like, the stockings were hung. Owen Wilson.
Oh, Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson was the voice of
With
Marmaduke.
hair.
I love Owen
care.
Wilson. He's funny.
I do too, but it's he's a hoot and a holler.
True.
I'm sorry, Abby. You were saying something.
So, I don't watch TV much, but my mom got me into this series called The Story of God, and it sounds
Oh my
weird.
God.
It's Morgan Freeman traveling the world, like looking into Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Jewish, Islam,
Weird.
and like finding the connections between them, and it's really cool.
That sounds awesome.
It's on Charter Demand, and I think it's going to Netflix later this year.
I was a little worried. You're like, story of God. It's like, oh no, what biblical
But no,
thing?
it's like he's looking between like the connections and like the interfaith.
That's really
faith.
good.
And like seeing how, like, even though we're really different, we
It's
all
all the
believe
same.
in like essentially the same being type thing.
It's all the same.
And then what was really weird is they had this one guy tell a story about how he was drowning or something, and then he was like out of body experience type thing for like 15 minutes or something, and he was brought back by this like shining light type thing that was like rainbow shining and blah 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 blah. So then
Drugs.
then today in church there was a scripture in the Revelations book, which I know that's your favorite, Beth.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah, hell
is.
yeah! I did a
forgot
study.
that.
I did a study on Bible study on Revelation because I'm a student minister, and it's
Yeah.
a freaking bomb ass book. I really
It
like
is.
it.
But then, in this reading from the Revelation, they talked about how the Temple of God type thing is like shining and shimmering and everything, and it shined
Tummy princess,
like
splendid.
jasper. And I looked up like what jasper shines like, and it was like exactly what this guy depicted as. And I like turned to my mom, and I'm pretty sure she was thinking the same thing because we both like had this like glance. We're just like,
Jesus.
yes. It was just really cool.
That is really cool. I actually think I might watch that.
So I highly recommend. It's
I
like
really
we're out,
love-
and they're going on Sunday nights at like 8 on Nat Geo. Yeah, it's by Nat Geo.
Oh,
Which means
I
it's, like,
love Nat
Prime.
Geo. I honestly, one of my favorite shows to watch when I was growing up when we still had cable television at my house was National Geographic.
Heck yeah.
I would watch that, like, there would be weekends when in, like, 5th grade where I wouldn't hang out with friends, and what I would do from when I woke up to when I went to bed was just watch National Geographic. Like, straight up. I loved it. And as I've gotten older, I've definitely found that I appreciate watching, like, shows about, like, documentaries about, like, religion and documentaries about, like, other cultures. Because I don't know, I just really like learning about, like, other people. Which is why, on Google Play, you can download this for free, because I did it, and it was really cool. It's a thing called Emic. It's been out for over a year now, easily. And it's like a 10-minute video that's just like, if the world were to be destroyed and you could only leave, like, one thing behind, like, what would you want potential future people that discovered what was left of the Earth to remember about human life?
That
And they, like,
video of the person in a T-Rex suit riding a horse that's kicking a
Oh,
ball.
God.
No, the
But, like-
Yoda and Chewbacca song video.
When Leah's not home. Do, do, do,
Oh my
do, do,
God.
do, do.
That thing's-
Okay, well, in seriousness, this video was like, Google went around the world and, like, asked people from all different cultures, like, what would you leave behind? And it was, like, a really awesome, touching video. And I suggest people watch it. It's called Emic, E-M-I-C. You can download it for free from Google Play, and then to watch it, you
Emic
go...
or E-Mic?
Then you go onto YouTube and you go under your
Oh.
quote-unquote purchases, because you technically bought it, quote-unquote, but you didn't pay anything for it. And it's pretty cool. Additionally, there was something else I wanted to say, because you were talking about biblical things. Biblical things in movies. Number one, I really love The Prince of Egypt.
Heck
A lovely
yeah.
animated movie.
I
by,
have
I
never
believe it's-
seen that.
DreamWorks.
Moses, why is your
But-
face so pale?
I've heard some of the songs, and I kind of want to watch it.
The movie is really well done. Like, the characters have, like, the right skin tone for Egyptians.
Yeah, it's pretty authentic.
Like, it's
Yeah.
they did, like, they consulted
It's really
historians,
it's
they consulted
respectful of the way
biblical
it's supposed to be.
researchers. It's so well done.
And the music is gorgeous.
And then another movie about Moses that I really like, even though it's definitely the 1950s and all the actors are white with, like, fake tans.
Hmm
It's that Moses movie from the 50s. I actually really enjoy it.
I think it's cool, yeah.
There's a Moses
I just-
movie from the 50s.
Yeah, my mom really loves it, and I watch it with her every so often, and it's really good, but like, it's dated, and you can definitely tell everyone is white with a spray tan.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's
I mean,
fine.
if you're gonna watch anything from like the 50s or 60s, it's gonna be like that. So yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, have you ever seen old James Bond movies?
No.
No.
I haven't seen any James Bond movie.
Yeah, me
Really?
neither.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I've watched more than you guys have.
I love GoldenEye. That's my favorite one. This is the movie discussion. Welcome to the Friends Forever movie discussion podcast.
We just
We're-
started talking about movies. Like we've been
I
talking
watched
about that long.
Skyfall. That's the only 007.
Really?
And then I sent her some soulmate
You've only ever seen
Q
Skyfall, for
Bond
real?
fix over our
Well,
group chat.
I guess
Well,
I
not
got
group,
you
it's
beat
just
because
us.
I've seen Skyfall, Casino Royale, GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, Diamonds Are Forever, and I think Goldfinger.
Okay, what's everybody's favorite movie? That's a really hard
I don't
question.
know.
Just kidding. I
That's
don't want to answer
loaded.
that question.
You can't
That's
ask that
really
question.
hard. Yeah.
That'd be like, Bethany, what's your favorite song of all time that you would never ever change? Like, if you were to die, this is the song that would be put on your tombstone because you loved it so
Yeah.
much.
Okay. I did not.
Kazoo Kid
phrase
Trap
it like
remix, you're
that.
welcome.
Lion
Thanks.
Sleeps
I
Tonight
phrased it like that.
remix. It's hilarious.
Yes!
So
What is that?
amazing.
Like,
The
Kate told
Lion
us to Google
Sleeps
it, and you
Tonight.
were like, no.
Okay, so actually, we were talking about
Flaming Shurgan.
Wait,
We were.
what?
we were
What does that
I'll
have
wait.
to do? I remember Flaming
The Lion
Shuriken.
Sleeps Tonight.
Wait, when? What?
School field trip, like 8th grade. I don't know. Freshman.
Oh, yeah, we were singing that song. That's right. Okay. That's right.
We made up a stupid animal.
Oh my god, we were
That
so
was the call off.
disturbed. Why were we so disturbed? Oh
Why-
my god.
How is that disturbed?
Liz, okay, but that's just weird. Why were we like, oh my
we
gosh.
made up a fake bird for that
We
to
were
be the call off.
walking through the woods by ourselves because we were #loners, and we're like, oh my gosh, they were looking for. I don't even know why we like made up this bird, and we're like, oh yeah, we're on a hunt for. And mind you, we're in like 8th grade. This isn't like we're little kids making up. Like we're in 8th grade, and we're like, oh.
Wasn't it actually a thing that we were like, if someone asked what that noise
Is
Because
maybe
we were like walking around doing that one like 3 notes. Well, it's a line, I guess.
The-
song. That one.
or
Oh
the
my God.
Weemba part.
This is the high part.
Yum bum way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Bringing
right.
content
Because
ID
Lindsay
here.
you were doing it, but you like got way high up there. You like. I remember this now.
Yes.
Yeah, but we were like, yeah, and how the hell we came up with the words flaming Shurgan, I don't know. But we're like, yes, the
Little
rare
weed mind.
flaming Shurgan, like, bird. And we're like looking around for, yeah, that was its call, was the Lion King the Lion Sleeps the Night song. And remember, you're gonna have to bleep a name, but remember, like we saw Far Away,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Is the flaming Shuriken?" And it was just, because he was fishing off a dock with like a stick.
No, that was.
Oh, okay.
You have to
Same
bleep that.
difference.
Well, that happened.
one.
And
That
I stood there
happened-
and watched him for a while, and actually literally watched him catch 2 fish out of a piece of string attached to like a bobber, with like
Yeah.
with a hook on the end.
wonder
That I
what he's up
found,
to.
and I'm like, here, use this,
Death.
and he used it and literally caught 2 fish off the end of a dock.
Those fish were real stupid.
They
the
were,
fact that they
like,
just straight up
6
bit a
inches
hook.
long at least, if not like closer to a foot. I don't know.
I'm pretty
Wow.
impressed by that.
We stuck them
God.
in Ziploc bags and put them in the cooler.
I didn't realize they actually took them.
He took them.
Holy crap. That's so sketch. I love it.
Or
God.
they gave them to someone else who
What?
wanted
There was
them.
something I wanted
You
to
ever
say.
like think about someone randomly and be like, where are they now?
Not really.
Really?
No, because through the magic of Facebook, you can hear all about their lives.
Well, not.
Not
I guess.
yet.
We don't know what happened to him.
I don't give a fuck about him. Honestly.
Wow.
What if he's
Look.
one of our faithful viewers?
Look, you can't expect me to, like, care about everyone that I went to school with in the history of my lifetime.
I mean, you don't have to care about them, but it's you can still kind of be like, huh, yeah, I wonder what happened to them. Like, I don't really care what happened to them.
See, like,
but-
I'm not even curious. Like, I have not really thought about him as a person since, like, 8th grade.
Well, me
Pretty
neither,
much.
but I don't know.
And, like, even if we're talking about him right now, I'm like, I don't really care what he's up to.
So
I'm not
basically,
gonna
what
look
we've
into it.
learned is that Kenny is heartless. That is.
Yep.
I'm heartless, but I cry all the time because I feel so many emotions.
My
Yep.
About himself.
Your face right now.
I was about to say
He
no,
was
you're
about
wrong.
to deny that, and then you just see him catch himself and think about it for 1
He's just like,
second,
whoa!
and be like,
Actually.
Actually, you're right. I cry about myself all the time. My favorite Tumblr post that I've ever seen, because it describes me perfectly, is the one where it's like, I'm self-centered, but I'm not narcissistic. Like, I only care about myself, but I think I'm terrible.
Mhm.
And I was
Oh my
like, that's
gosh.
literally me.
Wow.
Because I don't walk around being like, I'm the best, and if I ever do, you better know I'm joking. But, like, I have definitely, that's a word.
Definitely.
I have definitely, like, walked around been like, man, I'm really worried about what I'm gonna do. And then I'll be like, well, I'm gonna cry now because I'm a worthless piece of shit.
Wow.
I've done that.
Speaking of your
Welcome to
Tumblr
Kenny's
posts,
Twisted
I remember how I wanted to like do more like discussion, like
Recycling,
intellectual, debatey thing. We should do
There's a
that,
cycle in my house.
but
You just see that water bottle in the garbage can.
Cycle
but
in my house.
I don't know what to talk about, so I'm just
Um,
gonna stalk your
Beat him.
Tumblr and find something
Oh,
I
oh.
disagree
Stop
with.
your Tumblr. Find something that you disagree with.
I'm sorry. That is the best way. Hello, welcome to Friends Forever. Today, Bethany is going to stalk my Tumblr, and when she finds something she doesn't agree with, she's gonna bring it up loud and clear.
Or I'll otherwise just be like, "What if this is something I found on Tumblr?" And then I can be like, "No." Like
oh, Lord.
whatever you talked about that you don't owe anything to anyone. Because I think, like I said, I would edit my answer and I would say, yes, you do. At least to some extent, yes, you do. Like, maybe what you were saying, like, you don't owe it to your parent. I think what you were trying to say is you don't owe it to your parents to, like, they don't have the right to, like, dictate what you are gonna do with your life. Like, I agree
Right,
with
that's
that.
what I was getting at.
But,
That's what I meant.
Yeah, but I think the sentence "you don't owe anyone anything" is like it's broader than just that. I feel like the sentiment that you don't owe anyone anything is saying like, I mean literally that you don't owe anyone anything, and I think you do owe your parents for like having raised you. Like you owe them your like respect at least and like
If
gratitude.
they did it well enough.
Yeah, I mean
If they try.
if they
If
try.
got
Yeah.
effort.
I'm gonna say there are some parents that do not deserve respect, considering.
But that doesn't apply to any of our parents.
No.
Exactly.
I respect my parents with all my heart. I love them. They're great people. But
Even if
this
they're
lady
slightly
I saw at
racist.
Maurice's a couple days ago. Okay, so I went shopping at the mall, and we went to Maurice's because people were looking for clothes, and I was like, "Okay." And this woman was just screaming at her like child who could not have been older than 7. Her daughter did nothing. She like accidentally bumped into some clothes on a rack, and her mom whipped around and was like, "Why do you always do this in public?" And then she's like, "What did I do?" And the mom turned to the older daughter and was like, "What did she do?" And I literally like was so tempted to be like, "You need to stop." She had the I need to speak to the manager haircut, so you know she's like a devil lady. Like
Wow.
like you knew she was that kind of woman. But
What?
it took a lot of self-control for me to be like, "All right, you're being a C word, and I'm gonna call you out for this."
Don't
because
use
I
that
was
word.
Not having it.
I hate
didn't.
that word. Just
That's why I didn't say it.
yeah. Well, it's the sentiment. Like you,
Oh,
still
I was
you are a, and then
Yeah.
you just didn't say it out loud. But it's
I was very furious at her. I was like, "You are screaming at your daughter because she accidentally bumped into some clothes and they rustled a little bit." like, you need to either chill out or stop having kids because you are obviously a shitty parent.
Chill out or pull out.
Wow.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I just got really, like, upset about that because I was like, you are screaming at her for nothing, and, like, this is something that she could potentially, like, repress, and, like, when you repress shit, it just shows up sometimes. So she'll be, like, 22 at like, a party or, like, and she'll all of a sudden start crying because she'll be like, remember when I was 7 and my mom yelled at me in Maurice's?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't think that's... one instance of getting yelled at, I don't think that's going to be something you repress. Like, repressing things I think are more serious. Like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like...
You can repress minor
scarring
stuff, like...
Yeah, but I don't think at one point you're going to be like, oh my gosh, remember when my mom yelled at me in Maurice's? Like, that sound, like...
Sometimes I'll randomly be, like, sitting by myself, Bethany, and I'll be like, God, I remember when I was walking in the dark, and I was, like, 5, and, like, I knew my cat was in front of me, so I reached out to try and touch him, and my hand touched his butthole.
What?
Wait, what?
Like, I'm 19, this is 14 years later, and I'm still like, I remember when I was 5 and it was dark and I was, like, trying to walk and not walk into my cat, so I put my hand in front of me, and my finger touched his butt, and I was like, ah!
Okay, but that's very different than what you were saying with the Maurice's thing. It's not like you...
What different than...
It's not like
you
you're
yell
at
at
a
my
party
parent.
and you're crying and you're like, one time I touched my cat's butthole.
I don't know if you repress that at all.
That's not repressing that. That's just like remembering things, which is what everyone does.
I have, when the podcast is over, I have a story to tell you about Friday night.
Okay.
But yeah, the audience won't ever find out about this. But
Okay.
I've got a story. Anyways, continue. Speaking of it, do you guys have any like embarrassing stories with your pets, like where you've like touched them in weird places or like seen them do weird shit?
No.
No.
Touch.
I don't know if we can touch up that we touched their butthole like that. No, I haven't done that.
I
no.
Bestiality. Okay.
the same cat whose butt I accidentally touched is also the one who got kidney stones. And that was so good because when he was peeing out his kidney stones, he was howling and none of us could sleep.
Oh, fun.
Because he was like, he was making enough noise to wake the dead. He was like not having a good time.
Poor kid.
And then our newest cat, Midnight, who is dead. We're 100%
As far
certain
as
he's dead.
You're 100% certain?
We haven't seen his body, but he hasn't come home in 4 years, so we're pretty sure he died. So anyway, there was a point where he thought he was like the scariest thing, where he would like hop towards you sideways, and it was the stupidest thing in the world. We all made fun of him for it. But this isn't what I was getting at. The most embarrassing thing I've ever seen that cat do is he took one of my sister's stuffed animals and just started like banging it on the floor.
Oh,
and my little
that's
sister was so
sad.
young at the time. She's like, "What is he doing?" And we're just
Did
like,
you not
"We're
spay
gonna
your
fix
pets?
this." She didn't want to neuter him because she didn't want to deny him of his like animal rights or whatever.
That's stupid. Like,
yeah,
All
you're,
5 of my
you're
cats right now,
already-
just snip.
you're already denying them of his animal rights by having them as a pet. Like,
he was
that
an outdoor
in
cat,
and of
actually.
itself.
He slept in
Okay.
our house and ate food at our house and then spent all night outside. We were surprised he lived for 3 years. Honestly, none of us
mean-
thought he would make it past 2.
yeah, I guess that is slightly different if he was like an outdoor cat, but still, like,
He, like, was always under the bushes whenever you'd go to your house.
Yeah, and he was the kind of cat who would like play with like he would legitimately use chipmunks as toys. He wouldn't kill them, but he would catch them and like throw them in the air and like beat them up and like
Don't
hold them
post on
hostage.
Tumblr
And then
about
when
the
he got
murder
bored, he would
cats.
just let him go. But like for 2 to 3 hours, he would just hold these chipmunks hostage.
that's disturbing.
He was
Psychopath
kind of
cat.
sadistic.
Sounds like a sadist.
Yeah. We also had a little cat harness for him, and we were the weird family that walked our cat.
Some cats are fine with that.
Yeah, he liked it because he liked to be outdoors, but it'd be really annoying when he'd get tired and lay down or like, we want to go home, and he wouldn't get up.
Pick him up.
Yeah, so we'd pick him up and then he'd get really pissy and he'd start clawing at you because in addition to not neutering her cat, she didn't want to trim his nails.
Ooh.
So it hurt and he drew blood a lot and we're just
Ugh.
like, fuck, fine.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of, because of his harness, he almost hung himself in a tree. I'm remembering all sorts of stories about my cat. We took him walking in like the wooded area by my house. You guys, the audience doesn't know where this is, but you know where this is.
Mhm.
And like, he like ran after something, so he like pulled the leash out of my sister's hand, and he ran up a tree to chase like probably a squirrel, and like he fell, and the leash got stuck on a branch, so he was just dangling by his harness, and he was freaking out. My
Well-
sister was trying to save him. And he was literally like choking himself out, like.
So we got it wrapped around his neck too, because usually the harnesses aren't they like under the armpit area?
His was like it like went around his neck and under the pits,
Okay.
so it was like he was freaking the fuck out. My sister got so cut up trying to get him out, and yeah, that was the time where we were just like, our cat won't live past like 5 at the most. He will kill himself long before then. Have your cats done anything like that, Bethany?
I mean,
Well, the one like pissed all over the chair, right?
Well,
Or was that
she-
diarrhea?
What? What are you talking about?
Your cat that like had the like stroke/seizure thing.
Yeah, well, she
Did-
had
did
a
she
stroke,
pee or
and
did
that's
she
why
shit?
she pissed on the chair, you asshole.
Oh, she pissed.
Or like whatever. Yeah, I think she peed on a chair, but it's because she had a stroke. It's not like she just went crazy and peed on the chair. She was dying.
My cats were peeing like all over the place when they had feline diabetes towards the end there.
Midnight would just pee on our furniture to mark it as his own, and we were just like, "You are a disgusting animal. You are not welcome in this house."
Well, that's
My sister
mean.
was like, "No, he's my baby.
Your baby that you
I'm
can't
mustard
touch.
seed." Ugh. That's how I felt when I used that voice. I'm sorry.
great.
Anyways,
I found
How are
something
your
on
other
Tumblr
cats?
we can argue about. Me.
Other cat? Or
she has 2, right?
Um,
Did I not know which other one died?
Lily?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Like a week ago.
Yeah,
should
we
try
could
to
go.
tell that.
Why
I
was
told
I not
Abby-
informed?
I just
We just
told
figured
Abby
it-
and
found this out,
Lindsay
like,
before
Because
you
my
got
grandpa
here.
was dying.
And so
she
I
was
wasn't
so-
gonna be like,
I don't
oh, I'm
wanna
putting
talk
my
about my
cat
cat.
down. So I
Which is
just didn't
which I'm
say
like,
anything.
I wouldn't care, so okay. I
Yeah.
it wouldn't like bother me that you're like, oh, I'm sad about my cat dying. I would be like, oh my god, Bethany.
You heartless bitch. My grandfather.
But still,
Oh
I
my
was just
God,
like,
what?
no. Yeah,
What?
so she.
What was wrong with her?
Well, she. Yeah, she had diabetes, but then like there was a bunch of complications because of that, and her kidneys, I think they said, started to shut down or something, and it
What's
was
happening to
just
Jake right now?
It
Kinda.
just got so bad so
Not the
fast.
diabetes part.
She couldn't even walk when I came home when they were gonna put her down. She couldn't walk. She couldn't really hardly do anything. Like I don't know. You guys remember Lily? Like she would just purr so loud.
Mhm.
Like even if you like weren't even touching her, she was such a and she couldn't even purr when I came home.
Oh
So
no.
it was just absolutely heartbreaking. It was like she was already gone, basically, and she was just like a little shell. She got so skinny that it was just, it was just skin and bone. It was just horrible. So then we had to put her down, which we never had to do before, and that was also horrible. I told Abby and Lindsay it's the 3rd time in my entire life that I've ever seen my father cry. So, yeah. It was really intense and really sad. So yeah, no. Now I just have Abigail, and it was the saddest thing. Because Abigail has
We
got
the oldest, isn't she?
she's the oldest. So we got Abigail when
And
when
she
we got
survived
Abigail,
the longest, I guess.
She survived the longest because
Yes.
she's a turd.
We are resilient.
But when we got her, they told her that she was 8. They told us she was 8 to 10, and this is when I was like 5 years old. And then later, like a couple years later, the vets were like, "Oh, that probably was wrong. She's probably like 6 to 8 years old." So even if you go with the most conservative estimate that she is 6 years old, she was 6 years old when we got her, that still makes her like 21 years old now. Which, like, if you enter that into a cat age calculator, I'm gonna do it right now. It's it's unreal how old that
like
is.
123, oh yes.
Let me look at
My first
101 human years old.
Oh,
is
that's not even
21.
that bad.
Damn.
22 is 105. 23 is
My sister's
100.
older sister's cats, Crystal and Phoenix. Crystal lived to 15, and she was just as old as I was, and she got cancer. That's how she went.
Sad.
Phoenix went crazy. Like, around age 13, he lost his mind, like, straight up, and he was peeing all over the house, so my dad moved him into the garage. And then when my dad was pulling the van into the garage, the cat walked out from under the steps where he was sleeping.
No.
And my dad ran him over. And
Oh, I knew we got hit by a car, but I didn't think it was your dad. So, like...
and no, my older sister was in the car.
Horrible.
She
Oh, no.
freaked out.
Oh no.
They took him to the vet. They drugged him up, and like the drugs hit my cat hard because he was purring and walking around like everything was fine.
Ew.
And my older sister was bawling her eyes out. She's like, "You have to be put down. Your torso was crushed by a tire of a car. There is no saving you." That was the first tragic death of my life. Because I was 13 and I didn't know how to handle that stuff. And that was either before or after my grandma died.
I was thinking about that. I've never really had, like, Lily was like the first, like, significant death in my life ever. I haven't had a grandparent die or anything yet. Because my grandparents are, like, relatively young. Still. Yeah.
Your grandparents are like as old as my parents. No, they're not. They're older.
Well, how old are your parents?
My dad is turning 60 this year.
Oh yeah, then they're older than that. I think my grandma is, I don't know, I think my mom's parents are in their mid to late 60s, and my dad's parents are in their 70s, like mid 70s maybe.
What are you doing?
Stop it.
Oh, can you hear
It's
that?
Yes,
Yes.
it's the lid of my
Oh.
Frappuccino.
I was just bored.
But so it was really, really sad. The day after Lily died. So Lily and Abigail they've been together for almost as long as Lily's been alive. We got Lily when she was a little kitten. And so they've been together for like, I don't know, 15 years.
Forever.
For basically ever, yeah. And so Abigail could tell, like, when, like, the next
came
morning
home without her?
Lillian wasn't there. So we give them, like, food out of a can in the morning sometimes as, like, a treat. And they both, like, they get really excited. And when they hear the can open, they just are in the kitchen going, meow, 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 meow. Like, they just won't shut up, and they follow you around everywhere.
Sounds like cats.
And they just get really excited and stuff. And as soon as you put the plate down, they just, like, go to town and are, like, eating it so
Sounds like
much.
cats.
And so we put food out for Abigail the next morning, and it was just the one plate, and like we set it down, and she just like, my mom had set it down and then like left, and I like walked past the kitchen and I saw Abigail in there, and I just started bawling because Abigail was just sitting there. She didn't eat it at all. She just sat there looking at it and then looking at me and like looking around. Like she clearly was like, she knew that Lily wasn't there, and she was like, "Where is like Lily?" And it
You're
was
making us cry.
it was
I'm emotionally vulnerable right now.
it was oh my gosh, it was so sad. Like
Actually, if I wanted to cry, I'd just read the letter that I got from the assistant director of Midsummer.
oh my god.
I read the first 3 words and started bawling. It was rough. That card was so meaning. I'm sorry. This is just my own
What is
emotional vulnerabilities, but
I found
cried.
something on your Tumblr we can disagree
Yes,
about,
yes.
but we're like
What
towards
is
the
it?
end of the podcast, so I don't know if we want to save this for the next one or not.
Bring it up, and then I can tell you if I can talk to you shortly about it or not.
It's the post about I know people being on their phones has become like a symbol of apathy and uncaring, but so many people I know use social media to share. It's like that's this.
Oh, okay.
little
I
rant.
don't have a short answer to if we're gonna fight about this, I will fight tooth and nail about that.
Seriously? Oh, sweet. Okay, good.
I'm very passionate about social media. I believe that it is a very good thing.
With, like, no
How many
exception.
followers do you have on Tumblr?
No. There are exceptions.
I'm asking.
I have a blog that followed me on Tumblr called Raunchy Hentai, and I don't know what sins I committed in a past life to deserve that.
I'm on my Tumblr, so I'm kind of curious. Am I beating you yet? No, probably not.
Like, I literally,
I'm around the same
I was like
numbers
scrolling
always.
through Tumblr, and then Lindsay came in because we were gonna film Fanfiction Friday, and I was like, what sins did I commit to deserve this? And it's exactly what the title says it is. It is Raunchy Hentai.
The game should be
Wow.
go to your followers list and count how many have naked people as the icon.
Almost
Many.
more than half of them, I can guarantee.
Or just boobs, I guess.
Oh, Lord.
1, 2, 3.
Anyways, yeah, Beth, we have to say that for next time because I have a lot that
Oh,
I want to
sweet
say
love.
about
Only
that.
3 so
Okay,
far.
sweet. I want to come up with something, like, what's something we fight over, like, really? I feel like...
Beatles.
Yeah, well, we already did that. I got in a fight today over how music from the 90s sucks, and people disagreed with me. But...
Wow. Who'd you
Like,
fight with
okay,
over that?
maybe not that it sucks, but that it's not as good as music from the 80s. They were trying to say that different things. It was people at LCM.
Oh yeah, I'll
You're
fight about the 800s.
You're
1800s.
such a hipster.
That's when everything's good.
I'm not
God,
a
you are
hipster.
such a hipster, Beth.
Wow, most
Hipsters
of my
are not
followers are
into
actually real
80s
people,
rock.
I think.
Why don't
That's
you
like-
let yourself just enjoy music? How's that
I
sound?
do.
And let other
I
people
do
enjoy music.
No, but
Just
they were
because the
trying to
Spice
tell
Girls are
me,
better than the Beatles.
Shut
Oh.
the hell up, Kenneth. I can't even deal with you.
That one
I'll
guy...
bring it back.
Ugh.
I'll bring
Who
it
knows, like,
back.
or something. Who's at high school for forensics or whatever that one time? The syntax.
Oh yeah, syntax
How
error.
did he find me on here? I didn't follow him. I never told him what my username was.
He found you through me.
How do you know it was me? I mean, maybe my picture.
I think so.
But-
Sorry, we're talking Tumblr.
Yeah, this is boring.
Sorry.
Sorry, I just
That's because you can't see things.
no, yeah. But Beth, the thing about like, I get it. As a human being, you are entitled to your taste in music, but so are other people.
No, and I
Like-
realized that. But they, like, their argument was that, because the 90s aren't, like, that far, gone, that we, like, are more critical. They're saying, like, once a decade is, like, far enough away, the only music you hear from that decade are, like, the big, like, good top hits and stuff like that. Which, that makes sense to me, and I would agree with that, sure. But I just don't, like, I think the 80s were an era that, like, was unique and is, like, never gonna happen again. I don't think the 90s were that. Like, I don't think the 90s, like, had, like, these super groups. Like, okay, maybe there was, like, NSYNC and, like, that whole thing.
Coldplay. Is that from that or is that from earlier?
See,
That, I don't know, it might have been thousands.
I'm gonna disagree on the sense of I think that every decade brings its own thing, and you're never gonna be able to repeat a decade. Because the way the world keeps moving forward, I hope to God we never repeat 1570s. I hope to God we never repeat the 1990s.
Bring back the Black Plague.
Black Plague.
Hey.
Sorry.
But like, in the part where they're saying like, you can't bring back the decade, you're right. They're right. You cannot bring back the 80s. You cannot bring back the 90s because those have been gone for. I almost said 40, 30 years. It's 20, 30 years. I, for some reason, thought we were in the future. Wow.
I mean, you thought we were all 19. So.
I did.
Which would be the
I
past.
did. I refuse to accept that I'm almost 20.
Well, and,
wa-
and another argument they were making was that, like,
Almost
your
exactly a month
that your
afterwards.
taste in music is influenced off of, like, your parents. So, like, the reason I like older music is because 80s is because my parents grew up in the 80s and, like, they listened to that with me. And I was like, no, that's complete.
no,
and, like, the
no.
only reason I was
That's
like,
wrong.
the 60s would be because my grandparents. And I'm like, that's bull. Like, I like 70s music, and they were like, and when you like are like with your kids, you're gonna play them like 2000s music, and that's gonna influence them. I was like hell, I'll play my kids 2000s music. Like that was.
I
you,
hope my
you
kids
could've-
like Melanie
You could
Martinez
have
because
slapped
Crybaby
me
is my
across
anthem.
the face, and that would have been less of an insult than saying I'm gonna play my kids 2000s music. Bullshit. No.
I can't believe you're actually this upset about this. That's funny
I
to me.
just, well, I mean, there was
No, what they're saying
personality
is half
of
true.
the individual also like
Oh.
fueled my anger towards, because they were basically like,
Okay.
"You're gonna do it. Yes, you are. You're gonna do it." And I was like, "You? No, I'm not." Like,
Okay. See, they're right in a sense of there's music that I do like because I discovered it because my dad was playing it.
yeah.
But there's so many musicians and artists that I like that if I played it for my family, they'd tell me, and I quote, "Turn this shit off. It's garbage." Like, my mom hates Adele. My mom detests Adele, and I love her music.
Mhm.
Like, my mom and I
Same
actually
with
got
us.
into an argument once because I was like, she blamed Adele for the reason why I was going through a depressive episode.
Wow.
Because she's like, maybe if you didn't listen to music sung by a woman who sings like her life is over at the age of 25. And I was like, you know what, mother?
I mean, she does kind of have a valid point. All her songs are like pretty sad.
Yeah, but they're
okay.
beautiful and I love listening to them.
Sure.
That'd be like saying, like,
She's not my
like-
thing, but sure.
oh god, what's an artist I like that has like a stigma attached to them? Obviously, I'm like a vapid, brain dead slut because I really love like party music. Like, obviously, there's no other way for you to like party music. Other
Obviously,
than
I'm
to
a
be vapid and
hippie
brain dead.
because I like Florence.
Right, or like, yeah, like I'm a hippie because I love listening to Florence and the Machine, and I smoke a lot of weed because I listen to Lorde. Like, no, I just really like their music. And, like, will I possibly play their songs around potential children that I maybe won't have? Then, yeah, my kids will listen to it, but that doesn't mean that's going to be what they like. They might like, you know, when we get to the future, Robot Britney Spears, because I guarantee you that's going to happen.
You haven't
Robot
listed
Britney
one
Spears.
male artist.
Huh?
That's because
What?
Kenny is inherently
I really
sexistic
like
against dudes.
female singers. Like, my music taste is very heavily on women vocalists
No.
compared to male vocalists.
I'm the other way around,
Yeah, same.
for the most part.
I think.
I listen to
I
instruments.
just like girls more than I like boys. Like,
Yeah,
boys are
if I, like-
stupid and dumb.
I had to name my favorite bands. It'd be like Bruce
Mm.
Springsteen, the Beatles, like, you know, male.
Bethany
groups.
Bethany just likes getting gangbanged by men from the 60s.
You're
obviously.
nasty. You're so. Gross.
I mean, cut out all gender for me. Anyone who can play the piano is great.
Damn. Hey guys, you want to get with Abbey? Play piano.
it's still the '80s were so much better than the '90s. My opinion. The end. I'm right.
If you want to be my lover, gotta
Whoa,
get with my
shut
friends.
up. Shut
Okay. Anyways, on this note, we've hit our hour mark by about over 5 minutes. So we're gonna wrap it up because I've got other things to do today.
Same.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Join us in the next 2 weeks when we talk about more things, where Bethany and I probably have a very intense discussion about social media, and
Woo, woo.
Abby and Lindsay comment on the side because that's usually how these arguments go.
Yep.
Yeah, I
But,
want to
uh,
find something we can really get worked up about. Like we can do something like mental health. I bet I can really get.
Oh, I can get real.
Yeah,
am
let's
very
do
passionate
that.
about
Let's
it.
do. We can start with social media, and then once we like kill each other,
When it-
then we
When
can
it comes
do
to mental health and like human rights, the
Well, I
feminist
think
in
I'm
me
on-
comes.
All right,
think I'm
viewers,
on
look
your
forward
side.
to that.
human rights, because I mean, yeah.
No, Bethany, we all know you're a Trump supporter.
Oh my god.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Join us the next 2 weeks where we talk about more stuff. We're probably gonna have a big fun debate. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a like if you liked it, and be sure to watch all the other stuff we do because we have awesome stuff that we do every week. And yeah, join us later. Bye everyone.
Bye.